All right, good morning, everyone. So, here today, we're going to talk about the one thing that 80% of travel apps get wrong. We're going to talk about finding the right strategies to propel mobile growth. So, my name is Kendrick. I'm the product marketing manager here at Apptimize. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, this year, the Application Resource Center did a study on the best and worst rated travel apps. So, what they found was out of 40 apps, only 8 were deemed to be of quality. Now think about that for a second. That's only 20%. That means that 80% of travel apps were pretty bad. You might be thinking, oh, okay, these are just like whatever travel apps on the different app stores. But the study was actually of the 40 most popular travel apps in both the Google Play and the Apple App Store. And quality was defined as a score of 67 out of 100 or higher. And that's pretty bad. So today, we're going to talk about how to be one of those 8 apps. So to understand that, the first thing we need to do is talk about the commonalities among mobile users. So the first is that they're task-oriented. So like you can see with the girl on the left, they really want to do something quickly. You might be thinking, oh, she's trying to find a hotel or something nearby to put down her baggage. Or they might be about to get on a flight and try to check into their flight. If they're in a foreign city, they might be looking for a restaurant, and so on. The second is that they're really easily disengaged. Like you can see in the picture, when you're traveling, there's lots of stuff going on. And you can have distractions such as these, or you can have things such as changing transportation, being distracted by meeting a friend or acquaintance, and so on. So, what most apps get wrong is that they try to do everything. A lot of these mobile travel apps are being ported from web. And the problem with that is they try to migrate all the features onto mobile. And when engineering is a resource, you can't afford to be spreading yourself too thinly. So let's take an example. As you can see with Travelocity, there's a lot of stuff going on there. And there's just too much. You're not really sure what to do. The same thing with Royal Caribbean. There's lots of stuff on here. Find your cruise, view our destinations, view our ships, see webcams, and so on. With Southwest, it's a little bit better, but there's still quite a bit going on. United actually does a pretty decent job, but you'll notice their screen is still really cluttered. It's not really sure what users should be doing. It's not really clear from the beginning. So what ends up happening is you end up with a really bloated app that doesn't do anything well. I mean, yeah, I guess the cat is kind of cute. It's like, pudgy and all. But while most people may use your tool on web, they're going to avoid it on mobile because they're so task-oriented and they want to do something quickly. So I know Starbucks isn't necessarily a travel app, but they really do understand what people want to do on the go. So let's take this example real quick. So you can see on the left that they have the Starbucks website. So you'll see that they have coffee menu, talking about their coffee house, how they're environmentally responsible, talk about their cards, rewards program, and so on. So the goal of their website is to really have people explore and poke around and learn more about the brand. On the right side, we have the mobile application. You'll notice that there are only 3 main categories: pay, stores, and gift. So the first one is being able to pay for your drinks. That's pretty self-explanatory. The second is being able to locate a store nearby. And the third is the ability to manage your different gift cards. So these are the things that Starbucks has determined are most important for their mobile users and the things that they want to do quickly when they're on their mobile app. So they're very, very focused mobile tasks. So there are actually 2 keys to mobile success. Let's talk about the first one: helping users accomplish their main goals. So in helping users accomplish their main goals, you really want to focus on user tasks. You want to figure out what it is that your users want and expect and help them achieve it. Users really want to do specific things when they're on the go. They're not trying to plan a whole trip and figure out their entire itinerary. They're more trying to make a reservation, make a check-in, or so on. So let's take a travel app example. So this is Yelp. Again, we have the website on the left side and the app on the right side. With Yelp's website, you can see that there's lots of stuff to explore. You can create a free account, you can make a new review, you can explore the cool different restaurants in San Francisco. But on the right, as soon as you open the Yelp app, you're thrown into this screen where you can type in what you're looking for, or you can press a button. Your location is automatically added. So you can basically find a restaurant that you're looking for by clicking one or two buttons. So you can see with these travel apps that we've brought up before, Travelocity and Royal Caribbean, it's not really clear what the goal is. With Yelp, you're able to instantly see that you can just click on one or two buttons and find a restaurant. With these, there's lots of stuff to do: book flight, find flight info, destinations, and so on. And that's unfortunately why a big contributor to why they perform so poorly on the ARC study. So the second key to mobile success is delighting users with an amazing experience. So it's also about efficiency. Users want to achieve their tasks really quickly, so they want as few steps as possible with as few clicks or taps as possible. For example, entering a password on mobile is incredibly painful. You make all these little errors, and it's just really hard to do. You also want low lag, and you also want to have no ads or pop-ups that would be intrusive or break up your flow. Like we said before, users are really easily distracted, and the last thing you want them to do is dropping off during the process. So Hotel Tonight does a really good job of this. So they're really famous for having the 3 clicks and a swipe method. That means once you open their app, in 3 clicks and a simple swipe of your finger to replace a signature, you can reserve a hotel instantly. So to sum up, mobile dominance is all about helping users complete desired goals quickly and efficiently. Everything else in your app is just really bells and whistles. So you might be thinking, oh man, I need to redo my app. We need a total overhaul. And you might be thinking you want to do this: blow up your app completely. And well, really, that's not quite the answer. You've already spent a lot of time working on this app, and so we want to use it as a starting point to improve. So where is it that we can start? Well, the first thing you want to do is figure out what goals users want to complete. You want to figure out what are the main tasks that they want to use your app for. The second is to cut out the fat and focus on what really counts. Engineering is a resource. You can only allocate so much of it in different places. So you really want to focus on what will get you the most ROI. The third is to test changes to see how they impact user behavior. Whenever you remove a feature, you want to make sure it's not negatively impacting user behavior. You want to make sure that instead they're focusing on the good user behaviors that you want them to do. So guess what? Apptimize can help you do this. So we can help you optimize the user experience, hone in on what users really want, and maybe most importantly, save development time and resources while you're doing it. So let's take an example. So we're going to look at the Southwest app. And the main proposition is that you're able to manage flights on the go. So you're able to check in, you're able to look at the flight status, and you're able to just see what different flights you have coming up. Unfortunately, on the App Resource Center, they only got a score of 26 out of 100. So that's pretty poor. So let's figure out what we can do to make it better. Well, I was looking at the Southwest app earlier, and I noticed a few very unnecessary things. The first is signing up for Rapid Rewards. It's kind of a long process when you sign up for this program. You got to input your name, personal data, and so on, and there's a couple different screens you have to go through. So that's not something that people really want to do on mobile. The other thing is to sign up for a newsletter. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to be signing up for a newsletter on my mobile device. That seems like something you do on web. And the last is travel tools. I found that there were other apps that could do these same functions. So why would I choose Southwest and their seemingly subpar tools for it? So these unnecessary features are really bloating the app, making it slow, and directing attention away from what really matters. So we're going to do a really quick demo on Southwest to show you what you can do starting today and figure out how you can start improving your app. All right, so over here I have my trusty little demo device, and we're going to do a quick demonstration on the Southwest app. So I'm in Apptimize, and let me create a new experiment. I'll name this Southwest Demo. So I'm going to add a variant. So what I'm going to do is going to make a change in the app, and then we'll be able to measure it versus the original to see how it affects user behavior. So like we talked about before, there's a lot of features on the home page here. So what we want to do is probably cut out something like special offers and maybe book travel as well. So you can see here on Apptimize, all we have to do is click on the button and select the toggle that says hidden. And you can see it instantly reflected over here on the app on the right. So we also said that maybe you didn't want to book travel right now. Maybe you just wanted to manage your flights. So we can go ahead and select that button as well and hide it. So you can see this also instantly reflected here. But now we have this kind of ugly gap right over here. So let's move up this button over here. So I'm going to select it over here and change the number. So I've just moved it on the y-axis, and you can see now everything's nice and pretty. So if I wanted to push this out to my users, I could do so instantly and run a test and figure out within a couple weeks what the results are. I don't need to submit to the App Store, which is probably the best part. All right, so let's get back to the presentation. So to wrap up, you really don't want to try to cram in your features. What's going to end up happening is that users are going to get confused in your app and not know where to go. So there's two main mobile keys. Help users reach their main goals and delight them with a great experience. So some action steps for you. The first thing you want to do is figure out the main goals that your users want to use your app for. The second is to clean up your app, such as we did on the Southwest. The third is to start testing changes to learn how they affect users. Okay, that's all we have for you today.